Hello, my name's Jeffrey and this is Robert, and this video is for a young man called Terry Rich, who is our very best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Terry can't be with us today because he has a bit of an issue, and I'll show you a picture of Terry, what he's doing at this moment in time, just in that corner there. Now, Terry is a generous person.
No, he ain't.
But I can also look around and say that he is good company.
No, he ain't.
But the reason that we're here is to give Terry a shot of memories, because in a couple of weeks' time we don't know if he's going to or
If
not.
he's dead or not, yeah. If you're seeing this, Terry, you ain't dead. But if you ain't seen it, you're dead.
Yes, but I hope what we're going to show you is everything you remember. Now we're in Dunmore East and we're looking for Terry's boat called
It wasn't a boat.
Ship.
Shit.
And we can't find it whatsoever. But what we have done, we have found a person who's actually sold him the very first fishing vessel, with him, Watty and Johnny.
The three amigos.
The three amigos. And the stories they can tell, and we've had quite a few stories over the last couple of years. So let's go with the tour and just see if there are truths in what Terry has told us.
No, they ain't.
I'm sure there are. Now, Terry tells of a story about him and Watty and the antics they actually got up to. Now, the dock behind me is a story where Terry has got Watty to get rope to be tied round his legs for him to be dangled over that dock to cut rope or a chain or something like that, which was on the propeller of their fated fishing vessel. And I'm sure it's true. Only Watty can tell us that. Now, I've actually tracked down a man called Tom Coleman, who actually sold the fishing vessel to Terry, Watty and Johnny. Now, unfortunately, we can't get hold of Tom, but I have spoke to his next door neighbour, and I've asked him where Tom is. And he tells me that Tom has sold his fishing vessel to three numpties and decided to have it on his toes to Spain. So, Terry, you didn't get a very good bargain there with your fishing vessel. Now, where Terry tells a story about they actually bought a fishing vessel, I'm thinking something like this green trawler. But actually it wasn't. It is more or less like this little boat I'm going to show you right now. Now, I'm with Walter Dunn. We managed to track down, and the story what Terry tells regarding dangling water over the, what would you describe it, Walter?
Fishing boat.
A fishing boat, right? But first of all, I think Terry is a really helpful and generous person. Would you still say that about Terry?
He's tight. That's the best you could put it. He could have killed me.
So can you tell me the story, what really happened? Because his story is very vague, and he says it's all down to you being
An idiot.
to do the job.
Yes.
So what happened then?
Well, as simple as this. We went out fishing one night with drift nets, and the nets got caught up in the propeller. We barely made it back into the harbour in Dunmore East. And the next morning, we couldn't afford to pay for a diver, so we had no money at all. So they tied a rope around me and put a weight on it and dropped me down and almost killed me. And I had to cut it. So in other words, he's a tight, miserable bastard.
So he's not a friend to you at all. He nearly killed you.
He almost got killed, bro. Almost killed, jeez.
So the story is true that the fact
Yeah,
he tried
yeah.
to kill his best friend.
Yeah, and I look at this grey hair and it's getting thin because all of that has happened. And that's true, I swear to God.
Thank you, Walter.
Okay,
It's been a fabulous meeting you.
Thank you.
This property is owned by a veterinarian, and Johnny and Terry was asked to do some renovation work on the roof. Now, Every day there were a couple of nuns what walked past the property, which the boys acknowledged, but didn't realise that one of the nuns was a sister of the veterinarian. So when it come to payment, they had a bit of a surprise. Right, I'm here with Johnny Boy, which we managed to find in exactly the same pub as we found Watty. It's unbelievable.
As you would.
Yes, now, young Terry, what a lovely lad he is.
Tramp. A bollocks from Bristol.
It's the way he is. Now, I understand the story what Tal always tells us about when you went to the vets and
Yes.
he was doing his house up. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes,
Now,
it is
can you
indeed.
tell us your story about what really happened? Because Terry reckons you made loads of money on it.
Oh, I didn't.
You're sure?
Was Terry's an awful liar. He's a dreadful liar.
Is he?
Oh, wicked, wicked, wicked.
I can't believe that. So, what's your side of the story? What really happened
We fucked up on the job.
then? That seems to be a theme.
totally. And, no, we got paid X amount, but not enough.
No.
Not enough.
Well, I was told that the vet had a sister, which was a nun.
He did.
Is that correct? And the nun actually told him that you weren't actually working on the house.
For
No.
a uncensored version, please contact Mr. Terry Rich.
I did indeed.
So, all in all, would you say Terry's a nice chap?
The best you could fucking meet.
yeah.
Yeah. Honest to God. Oh, he is. I love him. I do indeed.
So, well, all the stories he's actually told, some of them are actually true. It's nice to meet you, Johnny.
I'd say the majority are true, because we fucked people up, as I said to you. We thought they were more clever than fucking I was. But they weren't. They weren't.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And likewise.
Somewhere put a card out to do angling trips. So the phone went with this German guy. He said, I am a businessman in Waterford and I would very much like to book your boat for the sharks. It is my birthday and I am bringing all my German friends over and they are going to go out with your boat and catch the sharks. Is that possible? I thought, oh my God, we're going to get a booking. Yeah, it is possible. He said, okay. And this would be March. Never been a shark in Irish waters in March, ever, in recorded history. He said, there will be plenty of I said, the water is like mad, Keith. You can't, if you drop the hook over, you get 2 sharks on it. I said, this is what we want. So we will come, and we will bring, is that okay? We bring our own beer and food, schnitzels and things. Yeah, not a problem. He said, now what is the cost? And at the time we were charging £2.50 a head. So I thought, I'm going to try my hand at £3.50, see what he says, have him right over. I said, it's £3.50 a head. Yeah, it's very reasonable, huh? I thought, bollocks, you're on the fight. Anyway, they turned up. He'd flown over their cars from Germany as well, once bought them on the ferry. So this guy, turns out all these Mercedes hurtling down to the docks. They said, would you have someone who could help bring us the beer and the food from the back of the cars onto your boat? Yeah. Johnny, he said, I'm on it. Now Johnny, I'd never seen him work so hard. He's got these great slabs of beer and lager and food and he's there. So we cast off and we're steaming out. I thought, it's unusual for Johnny. He's very, very quiet. Very quiet. So I kept on deck. I thought, I can't see him. I made the fatal mistake of looking behind, and floating behind us is like tin after tin after tin. He's been downstairs helping himself to the German beer, checking about the portholes and leaving the evidence behind. So we get out, and obviously there's never not a shark, but we caught a couple of mackerel and pollock. So the guy's getting a bit twitchy about the shark. So I said to Johnny, what I want you to do, Johnny, give it 5 minutes, then without anyone really noticing, get up on top of the wheelhouse, point in any one direction you want, and shout at the top of your voice, shark! Which he did. We've never seen more cameras produced for these German guys. They're photographing imaginary shark, they can all see the thing, They can see the fin, the whole thing. So I give the guy's son, who he adored, the biggest rod. It's a big 10 multiplier with a chain that goes round you. And I said to him, you will have the best rod to catch the shark. Needless to say, we drifted around for another 2 hours, no shark. But the saving grace, the bit that got us the tip, was this chap, this kid, the boss's son, didn't want to let go of this rod because it was the best rod on the boat. So I said what we would do, because the shark aren't on the bite at the moment, a technical term, they're not on the bite. What we'll do, we'll fish for some cod. So we put a big mackerel on, put it over the side and thought there'll be nothing about it, nothing. So after 10 minutes, the German guy came to the wheelhouse, we were all having a drink and eating his food. He said, I think my son, sorry, he has caught the how do you say, the hook in the bottom of the sea in a rock. It is solid, it's not. Could you help? So I said, yeah, I said, we'll steam the boat round, pull it from another direction. I said, I'll just check, make sure it's something like that. Yeah, I said, it's caught in a rock. And as I did that, I thought, he felt it. I thought, ooh, hang on. I said to him, I said, it may not be a rock. I said, you may have a big fish on. So I said to the kid, what you have to do is wind in the slack. Then when I tell you, as hard as you can, strike the fish. Pull the rod up as hard as you can. By now all the German blokes around, they're all like, well, what's... So the kid, he winds it, he didn't wind it enough. And as he whipped this thing up, the 2 stainless steel hooks which hold the chain on, hit him straight in the lip, went straight through him, into his turf. And it's like, he's in... And his father said, Helmut, you will not cry, you are a man, you will fish, and you will do the properly, you will not cry. This kid said... He bought up a £40 cod. It wasn't far short of the Irish record at the time. Cod would be like that and like that around. The most magnificent fish. And because of that, we got the big tip. Johnny got pissed. We got invited up to their hotel. And that was what happened on that day.
Right, and me hanging right away from me,